I'm Jennifer Carroll from CelebratingEverydayLife.com. Today I'm going to share a tutorial with you on how to make a no-sew tablecloth, which basically we're going to do by embellishing a piece of fabric that's been cut with a really pretty ribbon. I'm always looking for ways to personalize my tablescapes because I love making tablescapes. And so often this means that I'm going to find a piece of fabric at my local fabric store from the remnant bin. And you can find a great deal that way, but you are sometimes going to get these odd pieces of fabric. So using those pieces to make a fabric, like a tablecloth overlay, can be a great way to infuse a bunch of color and pattern and style to the tablescapes. But I don't always want to be whipping out the sewing machine to hem all these edges when I'm trying to just throw something together on the fly. So one trick that I love to do is to hot glue ribbon to the salvage edge of the fabrics that I'm using. So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to do that today with this tutorial. So the supplies that you'll need for this are fabric, ribbon, scissors, a hot glue gun. The kind of scissors that I like to use are pinking shears for this because regular scissors are going to cut the fabric, but the fabric will continue to fray. And the beauty of pinking shears is that the way the little zigzag that it cuts the fabric with, it really prohibits the fabric from just continuing to have this threads coming off. So I recommend that kind of scissor when you do this. Typically when you're getting remnant fabrics, you are going to have pieces that are kind of oddly, it's not going to be an even piece. If you're going to the fabric store and you're having them cut fabric for you that you're buying just off the bolt, chances are going to have this great square or oblong, whatever kind of shape it is that you're going for, piece of fabric. And you will get to skip this next step. But if you've gotten a piece that's a little bit wonky, like I tend to get when I'm bargain hunting for my fabric, you will need to square up your fabric, just cut it even. So what I recommend doing is folding it in half and then folding it in half again, and finding your even edge and cutting your fabric straight across from there. So I'm going to try and show you what that looks like. Alright, so you can see here, like I have all these crazy uneven edges. So I have folded my fabric in half lengthwise, and then I folded it in half again, I guess horizontally and then vertically, so that I have all four edges here. And it's such a shame that there's this notch out because otherwise I could have just cut it here. So I want it all to be even, so I'm going to start cutting just right here and just make my way across the edge of the fabric. One thing that I like about folding the fabric like this too is when you don't have a lot of space to work with fabric, it saves you from having to like clear a bunch of floor space or something like that, where if you just fold it up, it becomes a little more manageable when you're trying to do trimming and stuff. It's great if you have lots of floor space and you can spread all out, or even better if you've got a big giant counter. I just don't have space like that right now, so I can't do that. And this isn't perfectly, it's not going to be a perfectly square cut, but that doesn't really bother me so much. I'm not looking for perfection as much as I just want it to be practical and pretty. And once it's on your tablescape, nobody's going to be pulling out the plumb line and going, this isn't an exact 90-degree or a perfectly even cut, or anything like that. So I've really tried to, especially as I've gotten older, I've really tried to let myself off the hook for everything just being perfect, perfect, perfect. And there you go. So now I do have a more even piece of fabric, and this will be fun scraps that I can do some other things with. So I'm going to just set that down on the floor. Okay, so now that I've got my fabric squared up, I still have this white edge here, and I unfortunately have to take that off too. So same thing, I'm going to just keep my fabric fold it up, turn it this way so that I can trim that edge off. And I don't know if you can see, the little masking tape is still here. This was 2 yards for $9.88, which is an amazingly awesome deal. So check your remnant counters, ladies. All right, so let's get this here. And again, I'm just gonna start trimming this off. Okay, so now we've got that all trimmed off, and now we're ready to start gluing with our glue gun. I've got my glue gun sitting here, it's warmed up. I like to use a clipboard to heat my, clipboard to heat my glue gun on, because that way I'm not having to just like throw away paper all the time. It's just a nice little thing I can recycle, because as soon as the glue has dried off a bit, I can just peel it right off and clean it, and it's good to go, just like new. So having one of those handy, you know, you probably have your favorite thing to hold your glue gun on, and that just happens to be mine. So I'm just going to, now I will unfold my fabric, and I'm going to begin gluing it on. This is just a card table. You know, be mindful that whatever you're gluing on, this is hot glue, so try not to use something that you're going to be upset if it gets glue on it, that's going to get messed up. So I like to just run a little bead of glue, work in small sections, and just simply attach the ribbon just like that. And another bead of glue, and attach the ribbon. And I'm going to put in another little glue stick. And again, we're just running a little bead of glue, and press that down. And it's that easy. And you just repeat that all the way around all the edges. And then when you get to the end, you just snip off the little extra and you're really done. And so it takes longer to cut the fabric than it does to do any part of the project. So I hope that you will look around, give this a try, and be inspired. And there you have a beautiful no-sew tablecloth with a really pretty ribbon detail border. I hope you'll give this a try. There really aren't a lot of special tools or skills needed to do it, and yet you can really add so much style to your tablescape. I hope you'll visit my blog, celebratingeverydaylife.com, for lots more inspiration and ideas, and keep watching for more videos. Thank you so much. Happy celebrating!